My foreman, when I told you who got the job from, the relative, he was in the city, he lived in the city, and he bought the bombed out twice, his house. He did it the first time, and he was kind of building it up, and he got hit again. And that's when I was there, and I helped him to rebuild his house a little, and got to be apprentice, through him. Otherwise, I think I never would have started a masonry job. Never disliked it very much anyway. Then I was happy when I was on the radio. That job I liked. That was fun.
Where in Austria did you work on the railroad? Was that
Yeah.
around Linz?
In Linz. Linz it was called. It's nearby. Hitler was born. Braunau am Inn. The Inn was a river. It was not far away from. But it was Austria. Hitler was actually in Austria.
Mm-hmm. When you were in the service, did you go on leave ever? Did you go to the city of Linz?
Yeah, I had once or twice. I remember having a leave.
Did you go to see your family, or did you go visit the city?
My family mostly. And some guys, they just wanted when I worked there, I met an older one. You guys in the service again? They were kind of, couldn't believe that. We got to be in the service. It was Iran shortage.
What's that? 1660. It's like Scott asked how many special forces groups are there? Exactly. It's like I know there's 7th here, and I know when
special forces.
Well, groups, special forces, SF group. So 7th is here, and you got 10th, and you get Rangers don't even fall under that. That's 6th Ranger Chain Battalion. A friend of mine, the big Ranger group is 3rd Ranger Battalion. That's the big Ranger group, and then 6th is the Ranger.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of meaningful questions to ask you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
First Special Forces, 2nd Special Forces, all the way to at least 10th. I think there's 10th Special Forces. And I think 10th is like 10th under the 10th Mountain Division out of Colorado. But yeah, so they're.
Well, here I am now. And getting a little tough once in a while.
And the forgotten were really Korea. Yeah, Korea, and even the tourism in Korea is very limited. And then
that was another.
Sorry, when did that happen?
Yeah.
She had a chemical reaction in the stomach. And she had diabetes number 2.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
You said your wife came from Yugoslavia? Your wife came from Yugoslavia?
They looked at Korea as like a police act.
Sorry, you can't hear. Your wife came from Yugoslavia?
Yeah.
You know where in Yugoslavia?
Oh, yes, it was not called Yugoslavia at the time. This was Croatia.
Oh, okay.
And the Croatia became Yugoslavia, like Austria became Czechoslovakia.
Mm-hmm.
And she, by her, was the, what did I say, Croatia, where she was when it became Yugoslavia. And the Yugoslav, were like the Czechs, and they had to move out of there because the Serbs were there, the bad guys. And like past the Czechs, and there was the Serbs. And the Serbs, one of the Serbs who assassinated the Hungarian Austrian
Archduke.
That's where the First World War started. because of that assassination.
Huh? I am going to go get a shower for tonight. Since we're going to dinner.
Dinner
Time
down
it is
at
6. But I'm pretty sure Scott and Linda won't mind if you sit and talk to their dad till whenever. Rudy, you still feeling good?
Well, so.
Okay.
So.
Remember, if you're tired, you need to sleep. Take a nap. Because there's always still tomorrow.
How far of a drive is up to Milwaukee?
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes
you
I
drive?
have
Almost
nightmares.
almost 1,000 miles. I think Scott said 16 hours. They drove through that hell of a storm coming down. The trailer was white from about the Harley down from road salts. Oh, it was covered. It was covered. He drove through black ice. Yeah, the truck would have been bad enough. Never mind pulling 16-foot of trailer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they'll leave 03 Monday morning.
So bless.
Yeah, well, he's got to go back to work. Linda's got to go back to work.
What does he do for work?
He's a business guy with a big mechanical contracting, commercial contracting company right in Milwaukee.
I like Florida, but
Yeah, because it's not
nice and
6
warm.
degrees.
So warm.
It's
It's not so nice during the summer.
Hot.
But now I'm, so. That little time I am around yet, might as well stay where I am. Got a nice place now
Mm-hmm.
up there, and
He
to.
still mows it.
Would have been nice, to come down here in the winter and go back in the summer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
called snowbirding.
But I don't care too much anymore.
All right, I'm gonna get going. We'll talk again. Pleasure. You guys, Scott, please, Scott. We'll stay in touch. You
Yeah,
got
absolutely.
All right.
I've got you on Facebook.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys.
Well, now you know my whole life story.
Thank you for telling us.
Thank you so much for telling us. It's an
You're
honor.
welcome.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to talk about it, sometimes I
It's
just
understandable.
So, when going back to your childhood in Austria, like, what was it like when the Germans took over for you? Like, what did you what was the experience as a kid? Because obviously you were very young.
Germans.
All right.
Oh, I was just a small guy when Hitler was about 10 years old.
Yeah.
And Hitler took over.
Yeah.
That's where I was in school.
But like, how to say this? You know what I'm trying to say, Brennan?
You talking about the youth?
Not like the
You
youth, like
Trying to ask about.
Don't really remember. But fast forward a little bit. When you when you were with your flak unit, it was
It's my what?
was it all young boys in your unit?
I didn't get it.
When was it all young boys with you when you were at that gun battery?
I can't.
Outside of Lynn's, when you were in the army, at the anti-aircraft unit, was it young? Were they all your age, young boys?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Some were a little older, some a little younger. I was about the youngest group. Or some guys were a little stronger and heavier.
They were probably the loaders.
Yeah.
Were the bigger guys loaders in the gun battery?
No, they didn't need it. It was grown-ups, men, soldiers that was loading the gun. And
You guys just did the rotation and elevation.
yeah.
Mhm.
They were easiest jobs,
Did you ever when you got replaced by the young girls, did you ever like interact with them at all, or like?
Oh, that was just a short time. I don't remember much with it. I just knew they came and we had a go. I got to talk to one girl and I was packing my luggage to go back, and I had a pillow that I couldn't pack no more. I told her they get a pillow.
Yeah.
But we didn't get acquainted or anything. Just go.
I guess at that point, yeah. It's really interesting that you
And
had.
they didn't last very long no more either.
No.
That was in February 45 already.
Mhm.
In May, it was the end of the war.
Yeah. And I never thought the Allies got that far into Linz during the war. They never advanced that far. Kind of just.
Oh, that was a hard time too. You know, when I went home, now what?
Yeah.
Now what I'm gonna do?
It's kind of just.
Everything's up in the air.
Yeah.
So,
I suppose that if Hitler would have won the war, you know, I would have been a soldier, I guess, still.
Yeah.
But and then it was a disappointment actually, you know. But it's a good thing that we lost the war.
Yeah. Did you have any brothers or sisters? I don't think
Two sisters, I
Two
got,
sisters?
an older one and a middle one.
Mhm. And the older one dated the American.
No,
Was
she
it younger?
stayed in house. She went the longest time in Czech school. You know, she only had 1 year under Hitler's time in German school.
Mhm.
Well, and my second sisters had a few more Czech school, and I had the least. Only Czech school had kindergarten, first and second grade. But my sisters, they had more classes, you know, in Czech. My sister, my older one, was only about 1 year in German school, but she got good at it. She was very a smart girl.
What happened to her after? Did she stay in Austria after the war was over?
Yeah.
She stayed in Austria.
Yeah, she just stayed in Austria all those times.
Mhm.
Oh, and she was even a station master in Austria on a more small station, railroad station. She was the boss there.
That's awesome.
And
trains
she lived
running.
in a hotel, like, and besides. And she came home visiting us, you know.
Mhm.
But she was, most of the time, she was gone from our family. She just came visiting.
Is she still alive?
No, she died. They both are gone.
Yeah.
My oldest, we were not too close. But my second one, we were pretty close. And she came to America too. But she had a bad marriage.
Did she end up marrying that one American, or
No,
she married
no,
someone
that
else?
was my. Yeah, that was the one, Hermine.
What was her name?
She had a bad marriage.
What was her name?
Hermine.
Hermine?
Hermine Einstein. Her husband was a womanizer.
Yeah. That
I have to say, but, and you know, at the time when he was alive, and I arranged that with William and thing, he was so against it. You know, my sister wouldn't have minded him so much to meet him again. That William Lang,
Mhm.
the one who
Did you said you
she
met
never seen him or things because of her husband.
Mm.
He took it. He was too jealous or something. Yet he was not.
He
He
wasn't.
was not a very. He was cheating on her and.
Yeah.
You know. And at first we were good friends, you know, but after a while then he even took a pass at my wife one time.
Yeah, that's That's not the mark of a good person.
Yeah.
Was
Takes all kinds, you know.
was he an American or was he an Austrian?
He was an Austrian. A real Austrian. He's from Vienna.
Okay. Was he in the German army as well during the war?
No.
Okay.
No, he was always on the railroad.
Okay.
He had a good job and things, but he had trouble on his job too. Falling asleep and the train coming in for the signal lights where he was supposed to make him go. He was sleeping and the train's sitting out there waiting till the light changes, you know, until the engineer went. And what the heck's going on, you know? Found my brother-in-law sleeping there.
That's cool. That's really cool, actually.
Well, any other ways, he was a fun guy to be with, you know, before I got to really know him.
Yeah. That's cool.
I had my good times.
Was your hometown ever bombed by the Allies? Was your hometown ever attacked during the war?
My hometown attacked. Yeah, that railroad station, you know, was close to it. There, I remember, I don't know, was I on leave or was I off already? But anyway, there was a train, an engine, and there came a lightning, or was it called, a fighter plane, and he shot at that engine, and the steam shot out of the engine, you know.
Yeah.
And one time we went to Couplets with my sister pulling a little hand wagon, and the plane came circling around us. By golly, I was afraid he might start shooting at us, you know. So there was a hill. When the plane came like from this side, just like he would attack us. I went under that hill and ducked down. And when he came, he circled around and checking us out, you know.
Yeah.
I always started hiding. He could have started to start shooting at us, you know. And that was about it at home. Like, and playing that, I don't know, was it a lightning for the time? This is a super largest double soup.
Yeah.
Yeah. P-38, I think it was called.
Did you see one up at the museum? Did they have one? Did they have one up at the museum up there?
Yeah, I was seeing.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then P-38s, that Mustangs. And we were on a hill near Linz, on a bristling bear, I don't know what that hill was called anyway. We were on top of a hill, and there was a valley through. There came about two of them Mustangs going down there. We looked down on them, and I could see the pilots sitting there, and they came through there and away. And one time a lightning came across. I don't know, I don't think it was us shooting at it, but there was a grenade exploding behind the plane. And the air pressure must have stood him up, flipped him up, and he almost went down. And then he caught himself, and away he went again.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
One thing, a joke, funny things. Oh, a stuttering firing sergeant. There was a Russian MiG coming flying, you know, and before he could holler fire, you know, he Fuck him, we get him on the way back. Fuck him, we get.
That happened. That's good. That's a good one.
And said fire because he was stuttering, he couldn't get it on. Fuck him, we get him on the way back.
Was your so when you were at the flak battery, were you ever attacked by fighter aircraft, or was it only just the one bomb?
I didn't get it quite.
When you were at the flak battery, were you ever attacked by anything other than just bombers?
Yeah, they dropped the bomb on us. They were meant for us, that bomb, but it missed us. About 100 yards away. It must have been a big bomb at night when we replaced that station near Linz. That's when at night I had to go party and I heard a plane out and I did not know, but I went back and then the alarm sounded and we went out there. Then they picked up the plane, and as soon as they picked up the plane, he must have noticed that he's picked up and found out where we are located, and he dropped the bomb on us, but it missed us, and that was the only bomb he dropped. And then we never got a shot at him. As soon as the bell was ringing, he just started the thing and never got to load the gun and shoot. And that was the end of it. Never even got a shot at him.
And while you were in Linz after the war ended,
Yeah.
was-
Near Linz.
near Linz.
Not direct in town.
Okay.
Just one train station away from Linz. And there was a bus line going. It was called St. Martin.
You guys are still here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And we went to Linz to work.
And you rebuilt areas around Linz after the war?
Yeah. The station was bombed. Sometimes. I think one time some young guys, they were cleaning up for Linz and the rumble, and they found a bomb that didn't explode. It was just stuck in it. I don't know, did they hit that bomb and it exploded? Or something like that was going on. I couldn't tell you much about that.
And so
Some bombs didn't explode. They were just stuck in the drum. And in Germany, they bombed it really bad.
yeah.
The cluster bombs.
My
And we had, in our village, there was Germans coming, guys away from the town, for safety. They came by us in the village for safety. And there was I got a friend, and I remember we were pretty close,
That's cool.
from Wuppertal.
Wuppertal was the
Germany.
name of the town in Germany.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
like Britain
Mhm.
took the kids out in the country away from
Mhm.
the actions.
Yeah. my
That was in Germany too. They came by us. We are not so much action. It was safety.
my girlfriend's mother had to do this. She was born in Germany during World War II, but she was super young. But she's told my girlfriend stories about having to go away when my town was bombed. She lived in kind of Bad Holstein.
Holstein.
It was Baden something.
Baden,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's where their family's
I
from.
know a few names, but I never was there either.
Yeah. But her family was.
Bremen.
Yeah.
He came from Bremen. And the rest.
So, did you ever have like any other interactions with like the Soviets when they came into where you lived?
Well, I didn't get it quite, but
Did you ever interact with the Soviet soldiers or Russian soldiers when
no,
you lived?
no.
You stayed
Just
away
with
from
the
them?
prisoners, like I
Mhm.
told you, when
Mhm.
they came and asking for food. Or,
And the were the officers that came and played the accordion with you, were they Soviet or were they the prisoners?
oh, they was servant. They were a real,
Real big guys.
a real thing.
Yeah.
I was very afraid of it, of them at first. My father was in the party.
Mhm.
You know, I was a Hitler Youth, and there was a, but they didn't know it.
Yeah.
You know, and they treated us, you know, as they ignored the politicians.
Mhm.
So,
Do you remember if they wore like visored caps or did they wear caps that were shaped like a V?
yeah, they had their uniform. I couldn't recall it, what kind, but they had the shoulder
Mhm.
patches and different. I knew about what uniform they took. Very simple.
A belt, yeah.
Exactly.
We have some of those uniforms. I have a collection of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Like I said, they had a bad reputation.
yeah.
The Russians,
Certainly.
like raping women and
Mhm.
taking, stealing. But they were good guys in it too. But they just the reputation, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me,
That's cool. That's really interesting.
I had a respect of them too, but I never was afraid of them really.
Mhm. That's cool. Do you have any back at your house in Milwaukee? Do you have any photos of you in like your service?
House in Milwaukee.
In where you live? Do you have any photos of you from the war?
He's asking, do you have photos?
Do you have photos of you during the war? At all?
Photos.
Photos of you? Of you? Do you have pictures?
Oh, from the war?
Mhm.
Oh, just one.
Just one.
Oh no, two. It was, they tested a gun where we were stationed about the speed of the things. They set up a magnetic field, one here and one further away, and they let us young kids load that gun and shoot it through that things, you know, to test the gun. Then they measured the distance when that electric field was broken, when the bullet flew through, and the distance from that things to the other, then they could measure, figure out how fast it's flying, you know.
It's cool.
And that's when they tested the gun, and that way, and they let us young guys load it and shoot the stronger ones. I just held one up to take a picture. And
That's cool. That's really
I,
cool.
I didn't load it and pull it off. I shot on a hill, that's where it exploded then. That was just fun too.
What was it like moving to America in '55?
The 55.
What was it like moving to America? Like, was it like culturally different?
You're talking too fast for me.
It's all good.
And some words I am not too good.
What was it like moving to America?
Or what it was like coming here.
Mhm.
Mixed feelings.
Feelings.
But encouraging because my in-laws were here. We knew where we were gonna go, and they told us there's a lot of Germans in Milwaukee, and that encouraged us a little bit. But otherwise, it was scary. I mean, you know, you couldn't talk very much, communicating. But when they told us there's a lot of Germans, that encouraged us.
Yeah.
So it was not, that helped us.
Did you ever interact with American World War II veterans after the war?
The
Or did you-
veterans after the Well, William Lang,
William
we
Lang.
visited him
Hmm.
in South Carolina.
Hmm.
The one who dated my sister
Hmm.
at the time.
Did he have a? Watch out closer.
But no, not many other soldiers. They were in town, and
Hmm.
he was not really my girlfriend, but another soldier. He rode her around on a motorcycle, and some other guys they had some horses riding. And then they gave it to me and to take the horse away. There was a little pond, a pond and a tank like out of cement or stone, where the cattle and the animals were drinking water.